We gonna start this thing alright. Duval in the motherfucking house. Come on, come on.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Yana, and today I'm gonna be telling my labor and delivery story. This is actually my first video like on YouTube that I'm actually doing, but I figure everybody wants to ask me like tell my labor and delivery story. I wish I would have recorded it from the whole thing like I said I was going to do, but you know when you in labor you don't think about none of that. But yeah, I'm just gonna be telling my labor and delivery story since everybody wanted to know. And yeah, if y'all don't know who I am, my name is Yana. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just sick. I'm just real sick. But that's my son over there. He's laughing and stuff. But yeah, so I had my son on the 17th of June, June 17th. I had to think for a minute because I'm sorry. I told you guys I'm sick. But yeah, I had my son on June 17th. I went in labor on the 16th. And I was supposed to, I'm just going to say my cousin. I was actually doing my cousin hair. She called me that morning. I was up like 9 something. She called me that morning and asked me, can I do her hair? So I went with her. I went to the, you know, the little beauty salon, the beauty supply store. I went there to help her get the hair that she wanted or whatever. She's supposed to be getting braids, but she switched it up to a sewing, I think it was. No, she's supposed to be getting a sewing, but she switched it up to braids. Okay, yeah, she's supposed to be getting a sewing, but she switched it up to braids. So, by that time, it was already 9 something left out of here. I didn't get to her house till about 11 something in the morning. Okay, so I was doing her hair, and I started having pains like at the bottom of my stomach. But it really started in my back. Like I said, it started in my back. My back was hurting. So, you know, it was 11 o'clock in the morning to remind you. Like, it was just 11 o'clock. So, I'm not thinking nothing of it. Because remind you, this is my first baby. So, I'm just like, I kept telling Mom, like, how am I going to know, like, if I'm having contractions or not? It's my first child. I'm not going to know anything. I'm not going to figure nothing. But, yeah, so, it was like 11 something in the morning. I started having my back started hurting. So, I started telling her my back was hurting or whatever. So, remind you, I didn't get finished with her hair until, like, maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And the pains was still, you know, it can't stink. The pains was still, it wasn't like too, like, how can I say this? It wasn't too painful. Yeah, it wasn't too painful. So I was dealing with it since 11 o'clock until I got finished for hair at 5 o'clock. So it was just like pains that would come and go. I didn't think nothing of it. Because remind you, he was not due until the 26th of June. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's too early. Maybe I'm not going into labor this early. So I come home and I told my mom I was having pain. She said I probably have contractions. My mom's friend was here. He said I probably have contractions too. But they both said I wasn't probably going to labor until the week I was supposed to, like the next week. So I'm like, okay. I said, so I'm going to have to deal with these pains until like it's time for me to go into labor. And she like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I going to get sleep and all that stuff? So that night, like maybe around 12, I want to remind you, I dealt with the pains until 11 o'clock that morning. And I did hair and everything. And then that night, it was like 12 or whatever. So 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still haven't went to sleep that whole day. 12 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying down in the bed. The pain started getting worse. So I'm just like, okay, maybe she said I'm probably not going to go into labor or whatever till next week. So maybe I have to deal with these pains. I have to deal with it. So it started getting worse and worse. So Mom said, do I want to go to the hospital? I didn't know whether I should go, because if I go, they tell you, like, if you're not dilating enough, or if it's not, like, you know, if you're not really going to labor, they send you home. I didn't want to get sent home, but the pain started getting real painful. So it was like 12 o'clock in the morning. His mom called the ambulance. You know, I got an ambulance, and the ambulance was like how far apart my contractions. Remind you, I was not timing them at all. I was not timing my contractions at all. So I got the ambulance, and then he was just like, let me know whenever you start having contractions so I can time them. So I started having contractions. I was telling him every time I was having a contraction. And come to find out, my contraction was actually 5 minutes apart. So by that time, I was just like, all right, you know, maybe I'm still just like, okay, maybe I'm not going to have this baby today. Maybe I am. I'm still not actually getting in my head, and I'm probably going to be having this baby today. Well, the next day, because it happened on 17th. But he was like 5 minutes apart. He was like, okay, what's wrong, Stink? Alright, so he was like, okay. So he said, yeah, contractions 4 to 5 minutes apart. So I got to the hospital or whatever. And I had to use the bathroom. And, hold on a minute, anyway, guys. Okay, where was I? I had to get my son because he started crying. So, yeah, so I got to the hospital or whatever. And then you know how the little room you sit in or whatever, the time you have contractions and stuff like that. But before I even sat down or whatever, I said I used the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. Remind you, I haven't left my mucus plug or nothing like that. I went to the bathroom and I lost my mucus plug. I was just like, okay, maybe I am going to have this baby today. Started getting a little nervous because, you know, my first baby. So I was like, maybe I am going to have this baby today. So after that, I sat down and started timing my contractions, whatever. They checked me and they then told me that I was only 1 centimeter. And Lord Jesus, I was just in my head, I was just like, Jesus be with me. Because them pains. That's all I'm going to say is them pains. And I was only at 1 centimeter, so I was like, oh my God, I still got like maybe 9 more centimeters to go. Like, oh my God. So yeah, they told me I was only at 1 centimeter. And it was like, I have to walk around. I was like, oh my God. Remind you, I don't know, but I was in a hospital, and you know how you gotta sit in a room before you even actually get to the room that you're gonna have the baby in, because you don't know if you're gonna be staying in. So I was in the room, and it was a lady. She was there. She was having a baby. She was crying or whatever, and that made me even more nervous. This is my first baby, so that made me so nervous. She was crying, and her mom was just telling the doctor how like that her first baby was stillborn. And I guess her baby was breached. It wasn't like, and she was just crying, screaming. The doctor trying to help her. And I was just like, oh my God, like, this just makes me even more nervous. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, I was sitting down. They told me I had to walk for a minute. They told me to walk for like an hour. Remind you, by this time, I done got to the doctor. I left at like 1 o'clock in the morning to get here. By this time, it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So this time, I'm just tired. They're telling me I can't eat. I haven't even ate because of the pains. Telling me I couldn't eat. I can only eat ice chips. So then they tell me I had to walk around for an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm just like, walk. Like, walk. Are you serious? Are you really telling me to walk right now? So they told me I had to walk around. So I was walking, and the pain started getting worse and worse and worse. I'm just like, I couldn't even walk around the whole hour and 30 minutes. I just couldn't. I was, okay, Mom, I'm going to do one more lap around this little hospital, and I'm going to go back and tell her that I can't. So when I went back, by the time I went back, remind you, it was only like 3 something. By the time I went back, it was like maybe like 3:45. Because I told you I could not walk the whole hour. So I lay down, she checked me, whatever. Then she said I was 5 centimeters. So I was like, okay, Dad, I'm getting somewhere. She was like, you're 5 centimeters. You're not leaving this hospital today without a baby. So that time I was like, yes, I'm ready, my son. I'm ready to get it over with. These pains, I'm ready to get it over with. So by that time, they had moved me into my room that I was actually going to be having the baby at. So they moved me to my room or whatever. And then the pain started getting worse. I wanted to go natural, but plans change. That's all I can say. Just plans change. Yeah, I wanted to go natural, but plans changed because the pains really started kicking in. Like, worse, like worse and worse. So I got to my room or whatever, you know, I changed to the little hospital stuff or whatever. They was monitoring baby heart and all that stuff. And by this time, I was 5 centimeters when I left. And they checked me again. They said I was 7. So when I got to 7, I couldn't take it no more. I said, can I get the epidural? Then they said it's going to take like 45 minutes. So I'm like, oh my God. Like they said, lucky I did ask then, because I would have waited any later, I wouldn't be able to get it. So I was like, oh my God, I still had to wait. They hooked me up to the IV or whatever. They had to do whatever, all this stuff. I had to watch a video, all this stuff. I was just like, just give me the epidural. Just give it to me. I understand. Just give it to me. Like, I'm just ready to sleep a little bit, at least stop feeling these pains or whatever. So they gave me epidural. Remind you, the contractions was so bad. You so focused on, like, when you having a baby, you be so focused on, like, actually, like, not moving with the epidural, because you know you move, you can get paralyzed. So you be so focused on actually not moving, you don't even feel the needle. Like, you really don't. So I was just focused on, when I had a contraction, I was focused on not moving, because, honey, I can't not be paralyzed. I do not want to be paralyzed. So I was so focused on not moving that I did not even feel it when they sucked with the needle. So by that point, it was just done. I laid down or whatever. My legs started going down. I started not feeling it. So I was like, okay. I went to sleep for maybe like 2-3 hours, because, you know, doctors kept coming back, having to check me. Okay, so blah, 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 all that. Then, you know, when you in labor, you start getting so nauseous, kept feeling like I had to throw up. That was the worst part, because anybody who know me know I hate throwing up. Like, I just don't like it. So yeah, I was sitting down. They came back to check me again. When they came back to check me again, they said I was like 10 centimeters. And by this time, it was like 10 something in the morning. Alright, so by that time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting so nervous. You start bringing the stuff in, you know, like doing all the extra stuff and all that stuff. Started having contractions. They run the 2 nurses in. And my doctor was not there, so his midwife had to come in and deliver my baby. So by that time, I'm just like nervous. I'm hungry. I'm nervous, ready to get this over with. And then I'm just ready to get this over with. So then I had to by that time, who was that? I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, by that time I had to call the baby's dad and let him know, because he was at the house. Like, it's a long process. My mom was there with me, but it's a long process. So by that time I was like, he kept coming back and checking. By that time I was like, well, they saying it's time to have his baby. So he comes in. When he comes in, like, they was just getting everything ready, whatever. And then she was just telling me, like, you know, they put your legs on a little thing, whatever. You laying down. And then she started telling me, like, when you feel contractions, it's time to push. She started saying push. And you know they tell you to push like you're actually pooping. So this is my first baby. I did not know. Like, I was pushing, but they said I wasn't pushing. Like, you know. So they told me to push out like I was had to poop or whatever. So that's how I started pushing. And then, yeah, basically, you know, started having a baby or whatever. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like I can say, the pain was not that bad. Like, it really wasn't as bad as people make it seem. Like, my labor went by smooth. The 16th, I was in there. Once I got to the hospital, like 1 in the morning. Had that baby next day at 10 in the morning. So, overnight, the next morning, I was having the baby. So, the only part that really, even though I had the epidural, the only part that really, like, hurt it or burning, they call it crowning, when the baby head's coming out. And, yeah. And I'm just going to go back to this part, but remind you, when I went to the doctor, I kept asking them, because everybody said I was big. I was having a boy, first of all, and everybody said I was real big. So I asked her, I said, how many pounds do you think my baby will be? Because, you know, in ultrasound, they see stuff like that. They actually put like a tape measure over your stomach to make sure you're measuring how you're supposed to measure it. And this lady, she told me, when I went to the doctor, you know what she told me? I said, how many pounds do you think my baby going to be? Because everybody say that I am, like, big. This lady, she told me my baby was not going to be big. She told me my baby was going to be around 6 pounds. That's what she told me. So, like, okay, this process should not be, you know, because big babies usually have to get C-sections and stuff, and they're, like, over 10 pounds. So, she told me my baby was not going to be big. So, I'm like, okay, my labor should be an easy process, you know. So, when it's time to have a baby, right, I'm pushing, you know, it didn't take me that long, but, yeah, back to the other part, the part that started really, like burning was when his head was coming out, you know, they call it crowning. Once his head came out, it was, like, an easy process after that, but, yeah, once his head came out, they laid the baby on me, and this was the big baby, okay? It was the big baby. I had to look down like, he's a big baby. When the doctor, like, you know, after I finished having the doctor, got him, cleaned him off, put him on me. She said, whoa, he's the big baby. I said, yes, this doctor told me he wasn't going to be nothing but 6 pounds. My baby. Little old me. Little old 100 and maybe 10 pound Yana. My baby came out to be 8 pounds and 11 ounces. Oh my God. I was just like, I asked this lady how big my baby was going to be. He came out to be 8 pounds, 11 ounces, y'all. But yeah, he came out to be 8 pounds, 11 ounces. After that, you know, after you had a baby, you get they put him on your chest, you know, you get the bond with your baby or whatever. He was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. And after that, I had to get stitches. They told me I had to get 10 stitches. That was the worst part, because I was like, am I going to feel this even though I was numb? You know, you'd be scared. I said, am I going to feel this? Like, hold on, am I going to feel this? She was like, no, you're numb. You're not going to feel like, good thing I didn't feel it. You know, afterwards, they start pushing on your stomach to get everything. Yeah, all of that. But yeah, I held baby for like, you know, 5 seconds, gave him a kiss. You know, they make you do all that stuff. They cleaned him off. They gave him to his dad. Me and his dad is actually still together. But yeah, they gave him to his dad. His dad was holding him. And he came out, I looked at him, I said, if you don't look like your dad. But at that moment, everybody kept saying he looked like his grandma, the dad's mom. So I kept saying he do not. But now I look at the pictures, he looked just like his dad mom. And remind you know they say the people who get on your nerves the worst while you're pregnant, this baby gonna look like his dad and his dad mom. Woo! I almost went crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I almost went crazy. But yeah, but it was just like, thinking back on it, I'm just like, dang, it was like, actually, it wasn't, my labor was actually easy for my first child. And, you know, it just made me happy just thinking about it. Like, it was actually easy. And afterwards, you know, they stitched me up or whatever. They did everything they were supposed to do. The dad held them. But then, like, before I started pushing, I had a temperature. I had a little fever. So when my son came out, he had a fever. Yeah, he was born, like, with a little fever, whatever. So I had to take him to... Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I had to take him to, like... you know, the nursery, I guess it's called. I'm just gonna call it a nursery. I don't know what it's called, a nursery, but yeah, I did have to take him to the nursery because, you know, he was born with like a little fever. But then when the fever calmed down, they said that everything was okay. You know, since I had a fever or whatever, he was born with a fever. I guess that's how it go. I don't know, but yeah, he was born with a fever. But when they brought him back, they said everything was okay. You know, I named him after his dad. Yeah, that's all y'all need to know. I named him after his dad. He's a junior. Yes, he's a junior. But yeah, he was born with a little fever. He was 8 pounds, 11 ounces, born 10:32 in the morning, 21 inches long. Yes, little old Yana pushed out that 8-pound baby. I just could not believe it myself. But my labor really went smooth after that, you know. He was born in the morning, so after that, I really didn't get no sleep until like that night. And when I tell you that night, like I was so happy to have my baby, hold him. I just could not believe I just had a baby. So that night, that night is when I was trying to catch up on my sleep or whatever. So that night when I tried to catch up on my sleep, this nurse came in there and woke me up. My baby was still asleep. She came in there and woke me up and said, "You gonna feed him?" I'm just like, oh my God. I'm just like so tired. Like, oh my God. And then his dad and my mom had to take turns because they said only like one person can stay the night with you at the hospital. Like, what kind of one person? Only one person. Really. But yeah, that's basically my story. Everybody wanted to know that basically my story. My process was actually easy. To me, it was actually easy. I mean, the pains was bearable. It wasn't like pains that you was crying, that I was crying. It was like pains more like, woo, woo, more like them kind of pains. It wasn't like crying kind of pains. But yeah, he was born a healthy baby. You know, 8 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches long. He was born healthy. And I didn't really have no complications. He got to leave out the hospital when I got to leave. When I left, he got to leave with me. Yeah, that's how you say it. But yeah, and ever since then, he's been, you know, here. I think I'm going to show y'all he's drinking water right now. He's a little happy baby. Y'all, he's 4 months now, so. Say hey to him. He's 4 months now, y'all. But yeah, he was born June 17th. And remind y'all, his dad always wanted him to be born on his birthday. His dad's birthday is the 20th. And my baby was born June 17th. But yeah, this is basically the end of this story. There's not really a lot more I can say. But I told you my process, end of the story. If y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If y'all want to hear more stories, any stories y'all want to know, just comment below and I'll tell y'all if y'all want to know, you know, anything, you know. Well, I actually have a cold right now, so I'm just actually going to go lay down. I had to try to do my hair and stuff like that. Look decent for this video. But yeah, y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe. And if y'all want to know more stories or hear more stories, you know, comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe.